And there's the tiger. It's Tuesday, March 10th. A little bit of a blustery day. New battery is working great. Fire's right up. Once the weather finally improves a little bit, I'll probably get out and do some more rides on this bike, and I might just talk myself right out of selling it. Who knows? Of course, the other thing that'll talk me right out of selling it is if nobody's interested in buying it. So far, no nibbles, no nothing. I could think of worse fates than having to ride this for another year. I've decided I definitely need a bike that's street capable as well as the KLX 230. I really like that, but it's not something I really want to spend a lot of time sitting in the seat going any distance. It's more for when I'm poking around old roads. And as usual, interesting clouds up there in Mt Shasta. Boy, it looks like the wind is probably really blowing up there too. Unlike the KLX 230, this bike does just great on highways. It is windy, yeah. It's not just breezy up there on Mt Shasta, it's kind of breezy here too. Oh, this motorcycle has it all for touring. Cruise control, just set that. Windshield's adjustable up and down. You know what, since I'm doing this interstate thing, I think I'm just gonna go all the way down to turn off into Castle Crags and go up that road a little ways. It doesn't take very long to do it when you're on the interstate. Well, when it's windy like this, just going the speed limit, 65, is really kind of nice. The wind doesn't bother you as much. It's also kind of nice when I went past the highway patrolman back there, it's kind of like, no big deal. Now, my experience in California, you can be even 10 over and they won't stop you. I don't like to test that too often. I know for sure at 5 or 6 over they won't stop you because I've gone by them a lot of times at that. And I'm coming into Dunsmuir. I did some videos just riding around, kind of showing what the town looks like. And it's warmed up quite a bit as I come down. It's 55 degrees now. Another nice thing about this motorcycle, it shows you the outside temperature. Like I said, I might just be talking myself out of selling this. I'm forgetting the name of the ridge now, but there's a ridge off to my left, which if you take this exit, you can take forest roads up there. It's no longer a fire lookout, but no longer an active fire lookout, but they actually rent it out now as lodging and a place you can stay in the summer. Pretty popular. I think it's Girard Ridge. I believe it's the Girard Ridge lookout that's up there. There we go, the Castella exit. Well, there's going to be snow up here somewhere too. I'm not sure just how high. I know some seasons riding up here, I've hit snow right here before, but not yet. Again, last spring, I didn't do any of those ride to snows. I was recovering from a knee replacement. I have to go back about 2 years. I do appreciate people that cut trees out here. I came out here I don't know about this road, but I was on another forest road somewhere, and I saw it was an actual Forest Service employee that was out moving big rocks out of the road and cutting some trees. So again, hats off to the Forest Service. If they're the ones who did it up here, they might be. You know, this motorcycle has 94 horsepower, which for a lot of people doesn't seem like a lot, but I don't come anywhere close to using any of it. You know, when I had my Kawasaki Concourse 14, I believe it had a 160 horsepower at the crank, but it was actually dynoed at 140 horsepower at the rear wheel. I was a lot younger and very different then. I actually used all the power. I would rev that thing out, rev line it a few times, and boy, would that thing get up and go. But that's just not me anymore. That was another life. And it's funny, I kind of miss it, but I kind of enjoy my life today too. I like what I'm doing now. Take things at a little bit slower pace. So the highest horsepower motorcycle I ever owned, it was a 2008 Concours 14 when it first came out. You're getting the snow here. The second most powerful motorcycles, plural, that I owned two Kawasaki ZRX 1200s. I owned one, I sold it, got another bike for a while, I kind of missed it, so I bought another used one and rode them for quite a while. I don't remember exactly what the power was. It was like 112, maybe 118 horsepower, somewhere in that range. And I'm just trying to think after that. I think I might have to go way, way back, but this was back in maybe around 1980 or so. I owned a Suzuki GSX 1100G of shaft drive, and it made 95 horsepower. I don't know how much further I'm going to go here. Well, I could go past that. There's plenty of concrete beyond it to get turned around in. That's my main criteria. And I might be missing something, but I think probably the next highest horsepower motorcycle I had was my Kawasaki Ninja ZX6R. I imagine they make more horsepower now, but I believe then it was a little bit over 90. Very lightweight motorcycle. That thing would get up and go like crazy. I think that was about as fast as my 140 horsepower at the rear wheel Concours 14. If it's a raced on a twisty road, of course, the ZX6R would be the winner, no contest. But it's just a drag race. I think, even though the Concours had so much more power, I think it would have been pretty close between them, just because the power to weight ratio. The Concours 14 weighed 600 pounds. Can I keep going? I don't want to get trapped. Okay, I can go up to that next pavement spot, but I'm not... Yeah, no, I don't want to. Yeah, far enough for me. Now, on the KLX, I wouldn't hesitate to go over those little snowy parts in the track there, but it's a little bit uphill, and on this bike, I just don't want to chance it. Again, there's a nice wide patch of pavement up above there, which would be suitable for getting turned around, but again, I don't think so. Hard for me to read that. I think it's about 44 minutes. That's probably about how long I've been going. Actually, that's right. I've got my trip meter going. Yeah, it says 40 minutes, so I started this just a little bit before I got going. 5,151 feet, so that's a little earlier than I've been getting it, but on the other hand, on the KLX, I would go further through there. I just won't do it with this. So I would have gotten up to 52, maybe a little higher if I was on the KLX 230. This bike, I just, why take that kind of chance? Okay, let's get a look at the motorcycle. I put the tank bag and the tail bag back on just because I always like to bring a few tools and things where I can fix a flat if I need to, and heaven forbid that I tip this thing over, but I've got that eastbound moto winch in the tail bag just in case. Now here's something I really haven't done for a while, but just show how I'm dressed. I'm wearing my Shoei, I think it's a Neotech 2 helmet. This is a Revit jacket, and these are my MSR Explorer pants, which I got for Christmas. And my jacket and my pants are kind of four-season clothes, and I like it a whole lot better when I'm riding when it's cold with this kind of gear on. And I don't think I'm going to take those back roads back. I think I'm just going to take the interstate back the way I came. So I've got this motorcycle lowered where I can easily get my feet on the ground, but it is still a little bit over 500 pounds when I add the tools and things that I've got here to it. Anyway, getting turned around on forest routes, which this is one of the concerns I have about this bike. Also, just moving it around the garage and so forth. It's kind of heavy, but is that enough reason to sell it? That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, but I don't know. This bike is such a nice bike to ride. Well, I think I showed a little bit of sense on this bike. I did not push it anywhere near as far as I've been pushing it on that Kawasaki KLX 230. Like I say, I just don't know about this bike. Aside from getting old and a little more fearful than I used to be about heavy motorcycles, this is a fantastic motorcycle. The handle's really nice. Power characteristics are good. If you want to go slow, it's great at that. If you want to wick it up, go fast, it's good at that, although I don't do much of that anymore. Good wind protection. Nice motorcycle. And guess what? Those scratches I put on the tank when I tipped it over and wasn't careful enough using the moto winch to try to get it back up are covered over by this tank bag. Don't have to see them. There's one on the side here. I did have a little sticker on it, but I pulled that off just since I'm selling the bike. I didn't want to hide any scratches. I wanted people to see what was there. But those scratches are easily hidden. In fact, on the tank right here, you know, you could put these little tank protectors on it, which would cover that up quite nicely also. It's a thought. Of course, I'm in effect doing that with my tank bag. If you didn't want to have a tank bag on, though, of course this tank bag works really nice on this motorcycle. It really doesn't get in the way at all. I like it. So you have it. Those scratches are really not a big deal, and they're easily covered over. I mean, if you wanted, you could take it to a paint shop somewhere and pay them to color match and get everything looking like new again. But the lower crash protectors on this, every time I dropped it, it was on the left side. So the left side lower crash guards have some scrapes on them too, which again, a little can of flat black spray paint would totally cover that up, and I just haven't done that either. So in short, the bike still looks pretty good. Looks like I went 50 miles. Took me about an hour and 20 minutes. And has me rethinking this whole sell the motorcycle thing. Oh, it's a nice bike. Well, sure is a nice motorcycle. Sure is a nice motorcycle. I don't know. I'll leave the ad in for a while, but boy, if I keep it, there's no hardship in doing that.